Weather for Weather Geeks time. Here we are Friday evening. Let's do a Friday night deep dive into our valley weather for, well, tonight, the weekend, and into next week as well. And we'll even take, as usual, a little sneak peek at the longer range. What a week it's been. A hot June week. It's not even officially summer yet, at least not astronomical summer, but look at these temperatures over the last 7 days starting last weekend. Mid-80s over the weekend. We touched 92 for a new record high on Tuesday, and we've done 89 2 of the last 3 days. That's pretty impressive, but not an official heat wave. It's been hot, of course, but generally in our part of the country, we consider a heat wave to be 3 consecutive days of 90-degree plus temperatures, and actually it's been a while since we've met that threshold. It's been since July of 2013 since we have had an official heat wave here in Youngstown. We had lots of them in 2012, that one in 2013, and we haven't had one since. Last summer was kind of characterized by a lot of days like today. Last summer we didn't have a ton of 90-degree days, but we had a lot of 85 to 89-degree days, kind of like today and kind of like this week. All right, radar at 7:40 this evening. Heavy thunderstorm activity is weakening as it moves through central Pennsylvania. This produced flooding problems earlier on around Pittsburgh. We do have some isolated showers and storms moving through northwest Ohio, tracking east, and they may impact our region later on. Been some flooding problems in central and western PA over the last 24 hours, and especially this afternoon. A lot of the hilly areas from Pittsburgh on south had issues earlier on today. Some flood warnings still in effect for parts of the Laurel Highlands, including the Johnstown area, and over towards State College, PA. Some flash flood warnings in effect this evening. Well, it was hot outside this afternoon, but it was not as humid as it has been. Dew points this afternoon dropped down into the comfy 50s. Comfy, at least in terms of how muggy it is. It wasn't too comfy to be outdoors today. It was hot. It was sunny. But the dew points, as promised, did retreat back into the 50s. That will not be the case tomorrow. Dew points are going to be back up in the 60s as we start the weekend. A lot of heat and humidity tomorrow, and a weak little disturbance coming through means there's a small, maybe 20% chance of a passing shower or a thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon. I suspect the best chance for this will be north of Interstate 80. And then here we go with Sunday. Sunday's going to start dry, and temperatures will rocket upwards in a hurry. We'll make it into the mid-80s by noon, maybe 1 o'clock, before the rain comes in. Once the rain comes in, temperatures will drop back into the 70s, and the timing on this is favorable for severe weather. It looks like the cold front's going to make its approach during peak heating, early afternoon. Thunderstorms are going to get going, and I think some of these could certainly be on the strong side. Now, in the wake of the front, I do think that Monday will be a more comfortable day, but enough instability that maybe there's a passing shower or even a thunder shower on Monday. Storm Prediction Center does have the region in what is referred to sometimes as the slight risk. It's kind of in the middle of our severe weather risk categories here. Generally, when you see us in a slight risk, that means that scattered severe storms are possible. The severe weather threat relatively short-lived. When we are in a slight risk, we're usually in a slight risk for severe weather several times a spring and summer season. A category above that, enhanced, we're not in that very often at all. A couple of times a year maybe. We're much more frequently in the low-end risk or the slight risk. These are the outlooks provided by the Storm Prediction Center. We use them as guides. And when we look at Sunday's setup, it's going to be warm, it's going to be humid. Cold front's coming our way. The air will have no trouble being lifted, and the air will be moving along upstairs in the atmosphere. Up at 4,000 or 5,000 feet, there's going to be some strong winds, especially right before the storms get going. I think there could be some winds, up to 50, 60 miles per hour, not all that far above our heads. That's one of the ingredients you look for when you're looking for the potential for wind damage. How much wind aloft can be pulled down to the surface by downdrafts and thunderstorms. So I would put damaging winds as the number one threat with Sunday's severe weather possibilities. Could be some large hail. The tornado risk is not zero, but it's pretty low. And with all the juice in the atmosphere, and I mean it's going to be really muggy on Sunday, flash flooding could be a concern as well. These things will be moving along, but they could still produce a lot of rain in a short amount of time. All right, grilling forecast for the weekend. If you're going to be grilling with Dad, if Dad's going to be manning the grill, as oftentimes dads do, I would recommend tomorrow being the day. Sunday, your outdoor plans are more than likely going to be impacted by showers and storms in the afternoon and early evening. But tomorrow, again, passing shower or storm mid-afternoon, otherwise hot, humid, dry. Dinner time temperatures, upper 80s to around 90 degrees. It's going to be a great day to grill. It's going to be a great day to find a pool, find a lake. Here's the forecast for the weekend for some of our area lakes, including Mosquito Lake, Sandy Lake, Guilford Lake, Lake Milton. It's going to be hot. Great day to be on the lake tomorrow. Pack the sunscreen. UV index will be up around a 10. But Sunday, while things are going to start calm in the morning, if you want to do some fishing on the lakes, if you want to get outdoors Sunday, the morning's the time to do it, because I do think that the afternoon is going to be a bumpy ride. But behind that front, hey, look at the dew points next week. We'll be back in the cozy 50s by midweek. Air temperature 70s, dew points 50s. That's some pretty nice summertime weather. Now, there's going to be these fast-moving weak disturbances kind of nickel and diming us next week. I've got a low-end chance for rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's probably no severe weather. There's no rainy days, but we have to include at least the chance of something passing through with a fast jet stream overhead and little disturbances riding along the jet. But otherwise, pretty comfortable week with those dew points retreating back to the 50s. Long-range outlook, this is from the National Weather Service, and I kind of agree with what they have here. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook, showing likely warmth, at least compared to average, across the southwest and the southern tier of states. Cooler than average weather, more than likely, up across the upper Midwest, parts of New England, but around here, it looks like kind of a ho-hum pattern in the 8 to 14 day outlook, and what I mean by that is nothing unusual for late June. Our average highs in late June are usually, or are, I should say, in the upper 70s to around 80. We can probably expect a lot of days like that. I suspect the kind of heat that we've had lately, a lot of upper 80s, even a 92 the other day, that kind of heat is not going to return very often in late June. Maybe a day here and there, but a stretch like we are finishing up now, or will finish up tomorrow, doesn't seem that likely as we wrap up June. So June's hottest weather, more than likely, will have been in the middle of the month instead of the end of the month and into astronomical summer. Hope you have a great weekend, everyone. I'll probably be either following the weather from home, or I'll even come in and help Andrew out some Sunday afternoon with the severe weather risk. So maybe I'll see you then. One more edition of Weather for Weather Geeks Monday evening, and then I'm on vacation for the rest of next week. So we'll check back in with Weather Geeks on Monday, let you know what'll happen next week. And again, have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.